Next thing we're going to work on here is we need to add, it says, a new rule for the ID selector. ID selector we know is the pound symbol with the value of fluid, and its descendant div selector that has an ID attribute of container. So I'm putting fluid container curly brackets, and I'm going to type in this info. So width 90%, max width pixels, min width 650 pixels, and then save it right there, just like that. Then we're going to go down here, kind of the same concept but a little bit different. I'm going to be typing in, it says ID selector, so pound symbol, putting fluid, except this time instead of container I'm putting down main and typing in this information right here. So width 65%, margin right 1%, margin left 1%, and then float is set to left. I save it just like that. If you need to pause, don't be afraid to do so. That's what it needs to look like. Then another time we're using ID selectors, so pound symbol fluid, and we're setting the secondary, or the descendant div selector to secondary. Curly brackets, enter, and then width 31%, margin right 1%, margin left 1%, and then float, putting left semicolon. I'm going to save the file, and there is fluid secondary right there. After we take care of that, we can see on our page here we have one more for the fluid rules, so to speak, to add in. So ID selector, fluid, image is the descendant, and then I'm going to put curly brackets, enter, width set to 100%, and then semicolon, save. And it'll look just like that. Alright, we took care of all the ID fluid rules right here. Now we're going to take care of the media at screen. You can see it says in this one, in the next step, you'll need to type out the word and between screen and max width 800 pixels. So make a new rule for the at media query. So at media is what I'm going to type in. Space, screen, and max width 800 pixels is what you're typing in. After this, you're going to click after that parentheses like that over here, curly brackets, enter, and we're going to enter in this information. So put in the curly brackets like how I just did, and then we're going to enter in all this right here. I'm going to press backspace, get rid of the indent, enter. It says make new ID rule. I'm going to do that. It says for the value of fluid, and of course the descendant, div descendant container, and then I'm putting in curly brackets, and then I have to type it. It says width 90%, semicolon, and then minimum width to 0, semicolon, right there. I take care of that one. I click after the curly bracket for the fluid container right there, enter. I'm going to do it twice. ID selector, it says fluid, and then it says the div selector descendant is main. So fluid, main, curly brackets, enter. I'm going to type in this info. Width set to auto, float set to none, and then background color set to FFF, just like that. Alright, we have one more rule we need to enter in the media screen area. So I click after the curly bracket right here, I push enter twice, and final one we're going to put in, it says make another new rule for the ID attribute with the value of fluid and its descendant div selector. So I'm going to put down selector here, ID selector, fluid, secondary, curly bracket, enter, width, auto, and then float, none. Semicolons for each one. This is what it should look like in your at media screen and max width area. So this is what it is. When you finish, you should your page should match what you see in your screenshots. So double check and make sure. It's going to look like that. So this is why you'll want to have the instructions. And then final part of this video here is, of course, your submission. What you're going to do is you're going to submit it through Plus Portal's the e-locker like usual, except you need to update your online version, so 000webhost.com, update that one. So you're going to have to switch out the files you need to. The only files you need to switch are you're adding in interior.css to your CSS folder online, and then you need to delete the old HTML file online, the old CSS file online, and add those in. So you're going to switch that online, and then you're going to upload a compressed folder, so a zipped folder of what you just worked on here through eLocker, and you include the website name in the comments section on eLocker. So I would need to go to my folder where I have everything stored. I would right click on it, send to, and I'm going to zip it. And then I would go and upload this file here to eLocker with my last name on it, A8.1, and then of course the website name. Make sure you include the website name in the comments section to make it easier for the teacher to access it. I hope that was clear. Don't be afraid to pause. Don't be afraid to go back and see what you missed. And have a great day.